Well, good evening and welcome to Ninja Stadium for round 9 of the Women's Southern Premier League. It is Clarence up against Kingborough here this evening. A couple of the best teams in the competition. Clarence started the season well, look, premiership chances. It's 8A and North Hobart, the two front runners, but just beneath them, the Kingborough Tigers have been pretty close. They've been defeated each time they've played one of the top two teams this season, but they have been competitive in all those matches, and I'm expecting much of the same here in this one this evening. Lights coming on at the ground. Cool conditions for this one at Ninja Stadium, but should be a red-hot battle down at ground level. Looking forward to bringing this one to you. Clarence and Kingborough. It's a likely matchup we might see in September. Going to be entertaining contest, I'm sure. Some stars of the game out there ready to perform. Saw entertaining battle in the earlier match between the men's sides. Expecting cracking contest here this evening for the women as well. So we're ready to get underway. As Clarence looked to have first use there. Robertson up against Devine in the ruck. Handball away from Webster. Charging away with it, Preshaw. Dished it off there to Hardy. Hardy launches the ruse forward inside 50. Harper just goes off the ground. Limbrick lurking, dangerous situation. Defending down there. Logo, Limbrick is wrapped up. Tigers' bodies back in the way. Logo to ruck. Murgatroyd flicks it over the top. Spoiled by Edmund. Trying to emerge with the football, Webster, but she's going nowhere. And Wogo locking that in. Wogo and Wickham. Dalco grabs it. Harper has a hold of her. Back centrally. Turning onto a right is Edmund. Bends one round the corner. How will it bounce? Away from the goals as it turned out. Sakina ends it off to Wall, and now Dalco under some Edmund pressure. Wickham looking to swoop on the football. Wickham. Towed out of there. Unable to gather clean possession. Eventually they'll send it wide, looking for Clark, who's just peeled off into a pocket of space here. He'll sit for her eventually. Goes back centrally, but just kicked it a bit too far behind her teammate. There's Rachel Archer seizing on the ball, driving it, looking for Limbrick. A timely fist there from Sakina. A battle at ground level, taken by Adwogo. Just thumps the ball on out of there, up towards the middle of the ground. Archer again interjecting, has some support from Robertson. Archer slung, perhaps without the football, play on the call. Ruse grabbed the football but dumped with Hardy. Ball spills out. High ball inside the forward 50. It's a good mark from Adwogo. She started this game nicely. Quality player, this defensive unit for the Tigers. She heads wide to a contest. Preshaw slung off the kick. That's a great tackle, not rewarded there, Baldwin. Forced forward in the end. Wagner, her kick wide, too wide. Now to play. Short kick to a contest there. Preshaw battling away. Umpire will call for it. Stoppage on the wing, knocked on. Preshaw was charged down. Here's Perry King looking to get involved for the first time this afternoon. Lofts it inside 50, but Archer playing game number 150. Set up nicely behind the football in a milestone game. Heads wide here. Put Edmonds under a little bit of pressure. Has some support. Edmonds gathered, but she's brought down by Lockley. Still managed to get a handball across to Oates. Now Limbrick. Wogo stride for stride. Limbrick did well. Kept on keeping on. Bounce eluded Pacey. Now Devine. King slaps it on the boot. Lurking out the back here is Bailey. Archer with some sharp closing speed. Gets there first. Tight to the line. Ball stays in. Eventually will be tossed back into play. Wagner. Boundary line will win out once again. Shallow throw. Bailey rucked it down. Mitchell lurking. Knowles gave it over the top. Mark taken there by Lancaster. That was charged down, and Clarence win the ball back. Now they send it up the wing here for Wickham. Wickham goes looking for Murgatroyd. Just caught behind in the contest. Limbrick looks to skip away, but Adwogo brings her down, wins another free kick. Well, crucial battle that one, and Adwogo taking the early honours. Here's Archer, though, in the middle of the ground to break it up. Fell the way of Harper. Harper, she too, turns it straight over to Priscilla Adwogo, running red hot to start this game. Down the line, gathered there by Pacey. Pacey heads inboard. Ill-directed kick, although just to lose the Kingborough player, and now Preshaw will send the Roos in where they've got some options inside forward 50. One of them was Harper. Harper goes over the top, and sliding in is Limbrick. So no score in this one through the opening 6 minutes, but Jacinta Limbrick looking to change that here. For a player of her calibre, eminently gettable this one. She'll go from 25 out directly in front, makes the goal umpire work, and misses off to the right-hand side. So a reprieve there for the Tigers. Wide ball for Perry King, does well to get there. Immediately plays on, goes down the wing. Penetrating kick, the ball bounces past Archer, out after this Bumford. Handball finds its way to Lockley, just got it away in time to Dalco. And Bumford comes in support there. Dalco, they'll be tossed up half forward for the Tigers. Devine won that one down for Bumford. Guides it inside the forward 50. Out the back. Here's an opportunity for Bailey. If it'll sit for it, goes off the deck and hits the behind post. So that'll be tossed back into play. Pressure being applied by Ella Wagner. Forward 50. Stoppage here. Bounces around. Lockley lurking. Slung off the kick. Umpire says free kick. The other way of Molly Mitchell. So an opportunity for the first of the evening for the Tigers. Molly Mitchell, 15 out. Sends it right through the middle. Tigers draw first blood here against Clarence. Molly Mitchell guiding that one through. Wins the free kick, kicks the goal. strong start to the Tigers. They've been ferocious with their attack at the contest early on. And get some reward on the scoreboard. They lead this one 6-1. Back to the middle of the ground. Devine comes over, wins it decisively. Sakina applying some pressure. Lockley fires a handball back to King. King bends one round the corner up towards the half-forward line. The goal kicker Mitchell. Preshaw applies the pressure. Kick forward from Dalco is a dangerous one, juggling the mark. It was Georgie Bailey. Opportunity for two quick ones here for the Tigers. Looks good off the boot. Splits the middle. Georgie Bailey gives the Tigers a wonderful start here at Ninja Stadium. They lead 12-1. Just winning the ball out of the middle, getting it forwards. And jumping the roos here are the Tigers. Early going in this big round 9 clash. We haven't quite been able to get it done against the top couple of sides in the competition this year, but they've been pretty competitive every time they've played them. And they've got the jump on the ladder leaders here this evening. They met back in round 2. It was a 15-point win to Clarence on that day. The Tigers looking to flip the script here as Sakina trying to emerge with the football. Pressure comes from Bumford. Trying to bust through Gemma Webster and drew some high contact in the process. Will be rewarded with the free kick. Prolific midfielder Webster, and they stand off the mark, so she's able to just steal an extra 10 metres, drive them inside forward 50. And stoppage just inside 50 for the Roos. Hardy to do the rucking against Devine. Devine won it down. Hardy gets the kick out the back here. Perhaps there's an opportunity for Harper if the ball will sit for her. It didn't. It picked up speed and bounces through for a behind. So the Tigers getting wide on the exit here. Dalco drives them outside D50. It's going to come right back at them via Hardy, though. Did well. Her kick not quite directed as she would have liked. Crack. Kills one round the corner. Hardy battling away. Dumping tackle on Wickham by King. A saving tackle. Just getting boot to ball. Umpire already called for it. It had come out, but the whistle had gone. Dwogo to ruck here and didn't get much purchase on the kick. Sakina following up. Clears defensive 50. Though only temporarily. Webster seizes on the ball. Drives a kick and finds a marking target. And Lembrick has split the middle. Played on and finds the Roos' first goal of the evening. So they cut the margin back to 4 points. 1-8. Kingborough 2 straight 12. After Dwogo, it started brightly in that matchup. The dangerous Jacinta Limbrick starting to have an impact on this contest. She has 1 goal, 1 so far. Maybe create some scoring opportunities. Devine's been doing well in these ruck contests early on. King has it spiked away from her wall. Great smother there. Now Clark able to flick a handball out to Robertson. Wickham was well defended by Dalco. Just keep Forcing it forwards here, the Tigers, up towards the half-forward line. Stripped of the football was Bowl. Spills out in favour of the Tigers. They'll go inside 50 via the boot of Lockley. Lockley following up, had a bit of a fresh airy there. Clark gathers at half-back. Her kick was well charged down, though, by Dalco. Trying to bust through a tackle there was Lancaster. Couldn't quite do so. Devine won it down to King. Shrugs free, gets the kick. Not 15, so won't be paid a mark to Wagner. Lockley with some good body work. Fights on at ground level. Wall has Webster climb on top and come away with the football. Tumbling. Almost bicycle type kick there. Tackling from Sakina. Edmund pressuring Devine. Just threw it out and the umpire calls it as such. Now an opportunity for Ruby Pacey to charge forwards. Lofts one down in the Wickham direction, but Edwogo gets across and intercepts. Priscilla Edwogo heads wide, spied Ella Wall in some space. That's Sakina, some space. Didn't give her the option short though, so kicks to a contest. Ball slung around, coming away with it, Wall. She lofts it towards the half-forward line. Mitchell just ducks underneath the tackle of Wagner. Drives to 50. Goes looking for Bailey. Off hands. Now at the back, support came in the form of Knowles. Knowles now with a wide kick. Trying to track this one down is Hardy. Gets there ahead of Sakina. Uses the support in the form of Edmonds. Edmonds' kick is wide, too wide for Amity Chick. So the Tigers will take back over. Waller towards the half-forward line. Josie Rose was there, dropping in front, Perry King. King now. High ball inside the forward 50. Off hands. Ball. Scooped it out to Webster. And prolific early Webster. The kick to the middle of the ground. The Tigers had the numbers there. Crack able to loft it back in the King direction. Too much on it. Knowles overrunning the football. That might let in Rose. Gave it back to King. Perry King. He's offline. Extends the lead to 5. Ticking towards quarter time here at Ninja Stadium. Tigers by 5 points. Big ball to be won here. Ball intelligently just knocked it into space. The Tigers had the numbers, and the numbers helping the Angus Devine's able to get it over the top. Lockley in all sorts of space. Kick back centrally. Just eluding Perry King. Rose lays a good tackle. There'll be a stoppage inside the forward 50 once more. Rose. Lockley. Handball out towards King. Archer has a hold of her. It was Mitchell, in fact, but well defended by Rachel Archer. A milestone game. One of the best defenders in the league. Spiked into space in the direction of Mitchell. Mitchell gathers, got boot to ball, but was lacking any sort of direction. Out of bounds on the full, and that might be enough to take us to quarter time here. It's the Tigers taking it right up to the ladder leaders here so far. Leading this one by 5 points. Wagner with some room to carry it out of defence. Kicks up towards a contest. Perry King takes the mark. Has to get it moving quickly. King sends it inside 50 looking for Rose. Rose juggles and marks. Josie Rose, the shadows of quarter time, and try and extend the lead to 11 points here. Rose looks pretty good. She's done the job there for her side. They have 3 in the opening quarter here, the Tigers. They've started brightly, lead 3-1-19 to Clarence 1-2-8. As they look to claim a major scalp for the first time this season. Grand finalists in the SFL last year. And they have started very brightly indeed this evening at Ninja Stadium. They've got the jump on the Roos. Lead this one by 11 points. Back to the middle we go. Tackle laid from behind there, dispossessing Webster. Final 30 seconds of the quarter. Devine won it down. She's had a profound influence early on. Lancaster trying to get free, but she's caught. That'll be holding the football. Nicely done there by Ruby Pacey. They've got to go quickly here, the Roos. Still a chance for a late score, perhaps. If Hardy can get them inside forward 50 here. Scoop back, run down from behind. It's a good tackle laid there. That should be all she wrote for the first term. So the siren sounds. A great start from the visitors, looking to cause a bit of an upset. There hasn't been too much between them and the top two this year, but they're 0 from 3 in attempts to beat Clarence or North Hobart. They're well on their way tonight, though. A strong first quarter from the Tigers. They lead this one by 11 points at quarter time. We'll be back shortly with the second quarter for you. Ball spills out. High ball inside the forward 50. It's a good mark from Adwogo. She started this game nice kicker, though, just to lose the Kingborough player, and now Preshaw will send the Roos in where they've got some options inside forward 50. It was Harper. Harper goes over the top, and sliding in is Limbrick. Player of her calibre. Eminently gettable, this one. She'll go from 25 out directly in front. Makes the goal umpire work and misses off to the right-hand side. Stoppage here. Bounces around. Lockley lurking. Slung off the kick. Umpire says free kick. The other way of Molly Mitchell. Molly Mitchell, 15 out. Sends it right through the middle. Tigers draw first blood here. Preshaw applies the pressure. Kick forward from Dalco's. A dangerous one. Juggling the mark. Opportunity for two quick ones here for the Tigers. Looks good off the boot. Splits the middle. Georgie Bailey. Only temporarily. Webster seizes on the ball, drives a kick and finds a marking target, and Lembrick has split the middle. Opportunity for Ruby Pacey to charge forwards. Lofts one down in the Wickham direction, but Adwogo gets across and intercepts. Intelligently just knocked it into space. The Tigers had the numbers, and the numbers helping the Angus Devine's able to get it over the top. Lockley and all sorts. Wagner with some room to carry it out of defence. Kicks up towards a contest. Perry King takes the mark. Has to get it. Sends it inside 50 looking for Rose. Rose juggles and marks. That's it. Rose looks pretty good. She's done the job there for her side. They have 3 in the opening quarter here. So back for quarter number 2 at Ninja Stadium. And it's the hosts with a bit of work to do as we get ready for the second half here. The ladder leaders in arrears by 11 points after a strong opening term from the Kingborough Tigers. A very dangerous forward of centre in that first quarter. Doing some pretty good work around the stoppages too. Plenty of quality in this Clarence side though. All capable of fighting back into this one, but they've got themselves a little bit of work to do. Being jumped the opening term by the Tigers, this round 9 matchup. First versus third. Just waiting for a couple of younger spectators to get off the ground in the forward pocket here before we can get back underway. Right, we're ready to go, young fella. Just having a bit of trouble clearing the fence down there, but he's found his way over and we're ready to go with quarter number 2 here at Ninja Stadium. Devine and Robertson in the middle. Either decisively, it'll be Kingborough go forward immediately though. Searching ball just tumbles past Rose. Running onto that, Mitchell kicked one the first quarter. Great run down tackle from behind though. Rachel Archer saving the day. The milestone woman. Threatening there was Mitchell. Very nearly the dream start to the quarter for the Tigers. They're immediately on the attack here. Looking for an early goal. Bailey out of the ruck contest. Gets boot to ball. Rose keeps it in. Cleared away, but back towards plenty of Tigers players. Perry King there lurking. High up and under kick. Gathered and slapped on the boot. Offline. And through for a behind. So, even 2 goals, the Tigers lead. As Archer looks to reload out of full back here. Just saunters out and then clears defensive 50 with a kick up there towards Chick. Taken away from her though. Chick then turns tackler and locks it in for a stoppage. Devine on it down. Wall trying to escape, just drops the football. Might be a below the knees contact. Just kind of got legged there. He's Webster. So she takes the free kick, heads wide. Advancing it forward up the wing. Come right back from whence it came though, towards Wall. Ella Wall bending one round on the left, kicks to a 2-on-1. Mitchell did ever so well. Then Wall deep for Bailey, who's plucked another one. Moving a likely target inside forward 50. There's Georgie Bailey. She'll go back and try and kick her second. The Tigers looking to extend the lead to 18 points. And they are taking their chances this evening here. The Tigers, they're 4-2. They're off to a flyer in the third term. Getting the ball inside forward 50 and keeping it locked in their forward half. Clarence having trouble rebounding off half back at the moment. And in a little bit of a hole here. 18 points down. One of the leaders having it taken right up to them. Of course, Clarence started very slowly last week in that thrilling victory over North Hobart. They were trailing 42-11 at half time. Conceded the first 5 of that contest, so they've shown they can turn things around. Going to have to do so again this evening. Archer charging off half back. Sakina gathered in the end by Dalco. Skews one out there towards Wall. Just goes off the deck. Gets it inside again. Rose takes front position. Opposed to Knowles. Wagner punches it up towards the bullseye. Now Lockley got it. Crack just missing a boot. Webster with some good work below her knees. And now storming away with the football's Murgatroyd. Just lost a hold of the football, able to regather, send it inside the forward 50. Dwogo doing some good defensive work. Towed off the deck by Murgatroyd. Shut down immediately though. Dalco looks to clear defensive 50. Robertson tries to spoil Devine, but Devine emerges with the football. Again, Archer takes front position and just whacks it right back inside the forward 50 for the Roos. The battle's on. Michael had some support in the form of Crack. And now they clear the area via Lockley. Wide searching ball. Gathering it was Webster. And in the end might have been better just letting it roll out of play. And as it turns out, it'll be a last touch free kick going the way of King. It was busy in quarter number one, Perry King. That kick, a great one, but it was spoiled away from Oates by their own teammate Archer. Has been busy in game number 150. Guides this one into the middle of the ground. Couldn't quite complete the mark, but an opportunity to go forward here via Edmonds. Sends it in the direction of Harper. Michael there, stride for stride with her. Edmund skips around, straightens up, sends it in the Limerick direction. Dwogo defending the situation. Gathers it, slaps it on the boot. Finds a marking target at half back in Baldwin, who wheels and goes immediately. The bounce sold her into a little bit of trouble in the end. Battle at half back and then put out towards Bumford. She paddles it. She has two to contend with. Actually, high kick up the wing and sliding in Rose. The key forwards have started this game red hot for the Tigers. Through the hands of Knowles, centering ball, a good one. Found Hardy. Hardy plays on immediately. Her kick though favouring Dwogo, who seizes the ball and just punts it right back inside the forward 50. Sliding in Mitchell. Gets to her feet immediately, sends it on over the top. The situation, well, initially it was well defended by Edmonds, but then she's dispossessed. And they force a stoppage inside forward 50. There's been some impressive stuff from the Tigers so far in this one. Here's Mitchell again. Gets her kick away. How will it bounce? It bounces the wrong side of the post. That was going to curl back round. It was the wrong one when she needed the leg break. A minor score only. 19 points to the lead though. Clarence just struggling a little here in the first half. The ferocity of the Tigers is causing a little bit of indecision. Searching ball is a good one and it's marked by Hardy. Hardy punches it down the wing to Clark. Has Limbrick on a long searching lead. Ignored that, went into the corridor instead and fell the way of Dalco. Dalco towards half forward. Wagner defends it, goes off the deck. And they get out the back here. Battle on, Crack. Gathered by Devine. Sends it high towards Wall, but nice relieving mark was taken. Wagner doing well and gets it to Webster. Webster goes looking for Limbrick, who surely caught Mitchell late there. That's got to be a free kick. High contact there, Molly Mitchell. She's been outstanding to start this game. That one through the hands of Archer. Maybe a chance for Perry King if we'll sit for it. Just into space. Archer's got so much speed to get back into the contest though. Has two to beat though. Some support comes from Knowles. And they work it out to Wagner. Wagner now clears it up there towards Pacey. Pacey takes the contested mark. Good kick to Preshaw. Preshaw guides A kick further afield. And Wickham sends it over the top. Big battle here between Edwogo and Murgatroyd. Some support comes in, but Webster gets the ball. Spies the teammate in space. It was shut down by Sakina, and then Webster had to turn tackler and lock it in. Robertson wins that one. Webster again. Driven into the back there by Lancaster. Nothing doing. Mitchell tries to bust through a tackle. Play on again, the call. And then again. But that time it'll be brought back because slung without the football was Preshaw. So Preshaw just guides a short one for Wickham. Wickham goes in the Hardy direction. Limbrick bounced off her chest in the end. Got some separation from Edwogo, who goes in, wins the hard ball. Clears defensive 50 up towards Oates. Button over the Lockley, and Oates just drives an opponent into the turf. Webster slung off her kick. Wickham tries to crash through. She's brought down. It's a physical game out there at the moment. The tackles flying in from all angles. Wickham against Devine. Devine won it down. Webster stripped of the football. Dalco. Webster cracks in again. Sakina goes off the deck. Lancaster too. Just soccers it in the direction of Wagner. Wagner with some pressure from behind coming from Abraham. Sakina dives in. There'll be a stoppage. Attacking side of the square for the Roos. Tigers leading this one by 19 points. Devine won it down to Lancaster. Lancaster again. It's Ford. Rose with 2 to beat. And lock it in. Devine. Down. Trying to spin through Sakina. Got it to Perry King. Perry King heads wide. Wagner. 2 to contend with. Abraham's there. So too Mitchell. She escapes them both. Brilliantly done by Wagner. Her kick, though, to the favour of the Tigers, who are well set up behind the football here. Just having to sit under that one was Lancaster. Did so well, and Wagner ran past the football. Archer, again alert at the back. Squaring ball to Hardy. Couldn't take the mark. That'll invite some danger. Just volleyed forward by Lancaster. Oates trying to shrug free. Does so. Clears the area. Perhaps a chance for a counter-attack. A fumble by Preshaw, though. Lets in Dalco. Dalco goes in and wins it. Preshaw wraps her up and locks it in. Cleared away by Wagner. Flick back into dispute. Sakina applying some pressure. Going nowhere was Pacey. Wickham rucking against Devine. King comes through the contest. Perry King gathers. High ball inside 50. Archer. Impelled by Knowles. Heads wide. First to it will be Chick. Balks inside of Mitchell nicely. Got it to Knowles. Knowles now. Gets to a contest over the head of Crack. Sweeping handball inside towards Clark. Under pressure from Dalco. Now Preshaw. Preshaw with some room to manoeuvre here. Goes looking for Limbrick. Tigers swarm in defence. Michael might have gotten the back there. She has. That'll be a free kick. Now, does Bella Ball think she can carry the distance here? It'll have to go 35. Ball doesn't have the distance, but spilling the mark was Adwogo. Was able to recover it, though, and then thump a kick up towards King. King battling away in there. Lockley lost it to Oates. Oates dumped by Perry King again. Sakina. I think the ball's coming out of there. It'll be tossed up. Tigers defence doing a good job. Defending, attacking forays from the Roos as they try and get themselves back into this contest. Lancaster at the back of the stoppage just glides past Wagner. It's a one-on-one here. Edmonds took front position, did well to get the better of Bailey on that occasion. Molly Mitchell's able to win it back. Her kick, though, straight to Archer. He's keeping things together at the back of the Roos at the moment. This is a nice take from Edmund. Was clean. The kick, not quite as good. Well defended by Adwogo. Springs to her feet. Spry defending there. Into the middle of the ground. Ball to be won. King might have drawn some high contact. She has. Free kick will go her way, and they can go forward again here. Hopefully she's all right, though, Perry King. Cops that one high, and certainly looks a little worse for wear. She'll be right to take her kick. So wheels off to her right, and kicks to a contest. It's a 4-on-1, though, in favour of the Roos. Spills out the back towards Archer, being pressured by Lancaster. Lockley lurking too. Mitchell seizes the football. She can't direct her effort. Sneaks in for a behind only. They extend the lead. 20 points. Firmly in the ascendancy, the Tigers, the home side. Trying to clear defensive 50 again, but they've coughed it up to Perry King once more, who spies a wide open goal square and had a shy, but Wagner parked behind the football. She didn't quite have the journey there. King finds Webster. Probably been her side's best so far. A kick almost intercepted by Baldwin. Pacey locks it in. Lancaster, Oates. Plenty of numbers here. Baldwin intercepted. Umpire says not 15. A little stiff there, Baldwin. Did really well to get boot to ball. Trying to charge through the contest. Webster got it out the back to Edmund. Edmund keeps it in motion but couldn't find Clark. Instead invites in Sakina. Big ball to be won here. Sakina lays a tackle, but the Roos come away with the football. Tracking back was Waller. Couldn't quite take it. She'll paddle it out cleverly to Michael, who, it's a kick forward up there towards Oates, was infringed and holding free kick paid. So Oates, clever kick that one. Found Murgatroyd. Murgatroyd gets it moving, looks to go deep. Adwogo. Having a fine game, Priscilla Adwogo. Another rebound 50 here. Goes looking for Sakina. With Murgatroyd. Did well, did Agnes Sakina. Archer, acrobatically, couldn't reel it in. Molly Mitchell. Been running riot. That kick turned over to Wagner. Wagner guides one into the corridor. Edmund keeps it moving. Quick hands were good hands. The bounce, though, from Hardy in spring back, able to gather the football. Can Lembrick get this one? She can. Jacinta Lembrick. Fascinating battle it's been between her and Priscilla Adwogo, who's been Pretty good back there for the Tigers, but a chance for Limerick to kick her second. She's kicked nearly all of her side's score in this one, and a badly needed goal-scoring opportunity here for the Roos to cut the margin back to 14. She squeezes it home. She's keeping them in this football game, Jacinta Limbrick. She has her second. Clarence have their second. And it's a 14-point lead as we head into the final minute of the first half here at Ninja Stadium. That'll be a bitter pill for the Tigers to swallow. Almost got in to the halftime break with that 3-goal lead. A late strike from the Roos just keeps them within touch. Devine looking for King, Preshaw. Preshaw's kick blocked off by Baldwin. King will send them forward. Can they take a late mark here? Bailey can. She won't want to play on here. I think she's aware of the situation. The siren imminent. She's going to have to go back and kick it 35 after the siren. So can Georgie Bailey make the distance here and give her side a 20-point lead at the major break? Sends it on its way. And she somehow snuck it through. The Clarence defenders all ran underneath the football. They just needed someone on the line. They've misjudged that horribly. And Bailey's got another goal. And it's a 20-point lead at halftime for the Tigers. That's a huge moment in this ball game. Georgie Bailey kicks another one and makes it 34-14 at the halftime break. I don't know what the Clarence defenders were thinking there. They all got sucked in going for the ball. Just need someone to stay on the line. Very costly mistake. And the Tigers respond to that late Limbrick goal with an even later one. And they will take a 20-point lead into halftime. And they are buoyant as a result of that. The respective body languages of the two teams. There's a spring in the Tigers' step as they head towards the rooms. The Clarence players all gathering together in the middle of the ground. They're going to have some work to do in the second half. The latter leaders having it taken right up to them by the Tigers. Be back with the second half for you at Ninja Stadium shortly. It's Kingborough 5-4-34. Leading the hosts Clarence 2-2-14. Perhaps a boil over on the cards here at Ninja Stadium. Back with the second half shortly.
Wherever cancer is, we are. We are the supporters, preventers, researchers and advocates, leading Australia to a future without cancer. Every day, we're finding new and better ways to offer services, share knowledge and bring hope to Australians everywhere, because cancer affects us all. We're here to listen and care for people, however they need us, whenever they need us, through any type of cancer at any stage of the journey. Every day, we are supporting world-class researchers, empowering them to dream big and make the impossible possible. Together, we're pushing boundaries, unlocking the answers to understand, prevent and treat cancer. We're improving the lives of those living with it, and even getting close to eliminating some cancers altogether. You may not see us, but we're here, in schools and people's homes, on the beach, at work and on the streets, helping millions of Australians cut their risk and detect cancer sooner. We know that 1 in 3 cancers can be avoided, so we're out there preventing as many as we can. You may not hear us, but our voice is loud. Every day, we're using it to advocate, change laws and drive policies, to reduce cancer risks and improve cancer care, to break ground and speak for the community in places where they're not always heard. Every day, we're closer to a future without cancer. And as a charity, we rely on Australia's biggest hearts to help us get there faster.
Blunston's been building hard-working boots for over 150 years. The tougher you need them, the tougher we build them, giving you advanced protection and all-day comfort. After all, you never stand still, so neither do we. Blunston, building the future.
Oh, you mean the jam and cream? Good stuff.
Go! And one for you as well. Got it.
Original glazed. Classic.
At Banjo's, we speak donuts. Introducing our new range of flavours. Now there's one for everyone. Banjo's, making donuts better.
High up and under kick. Gathered and slapped on the boot, offline. And through for a behind. So Mitchell did ever so well. Then Wall deep for Bailey, who's plucked another one. Kick her second. The Tigers looking to extend the lead to 18 points. And they are taking their chances this evening here. The Tigers, they're 4-2. They're off to actually high kick up the wing. Sliding in Rose. Centering ball, a good one. Found Hardy. Hardy plays on immediately. Her kick, though, favouring Adwogo, who seizes the ball and just punts it right back inside the forward 50. Sliding in Mitchell. Together at the back of the Roos at the moment. It was a nice take from Edmund. Was clean. The kick, not quite as good. Well defended by Adwogo. Springs to her feet. Spry defending there. Into the middle of the ground, ball to be won. King might have drawn some high contact. She has. Free kick will go her way, and they can go forward again. Ascendancy the Tigers, the home side. Trying to clear defensive 50 again, but they've coughed it up to Perry King once more. Archer, acrobatically, couldn't reel it in. Molly Mitchell, been running right. That kick turned over to Wagner. Wagner guides one into the corridor. Edmund keeps it moving. Quick hands were good hands. The bounce able to gather the football. Can Limbrick get this one? She can. Jacinta Limbrick. Fascinating battle on, and a badly needed goal scoring opportunity here for the Roos to cut the margin back to 14. She squeezes it home. She's keeping them in this football game. Jacinta Limbrick. King will send them forward. Can they take a late mark here? Bailey can. She won't want to here and give her side a 20-point lead at the major break. Sends it on its way. And she somehow snuck it through. The Clarence defenders all ran underneath the football. They So back for the second half here at Ninja Stadium, and it is the home side with it all to do in the second half. For the second week in a row, they're going to need to stage a fight back if they're to get the 4 points. Managed to do it last week against North Hobart. Can they repeat the trick this week against what has been a very impressive Kingborough Tigers outfit in the first half? 20 points their lead, a goal after the siren. And Georgie Bailey, her second of the half, responding to a late Jacinta Limbrick goal. Cut the margin back to 14. 20 points the margin as we start the second half. Devine was great in that first half, wins the first hit out. Webster's been absolutely prolific, was just slung off that one, got the handball away. No clearance to either side there. Pretty sure has it locked in. They'll toss it up again. Devine and Robertson. Devine comes over the top, won it down to King. King, low one towards the half-forward line. Hardy first to it. The ball ill-directed, straight to Sakina. Couldn't take the mark. Devine gathers. Goes looking for Rose. Almost juggled a mark. Not quite. King forces it outside. Wall. The kick spreads the way of Knowles. Rose pressuring. Rose just buffers her off the football. Picks it up. Slaps it on the boots. And just misses. Josie Rose. Almost the perfect start to the second half for the Tigers. Running hot tonight. So stretching for that one, Hardy. Back into the corridor. It's chopped off there by Bumford, who drives them deep. And they got numbers everywhere out the back here. And once again, it's Molly Mitchell, who was outstanding in that first half. And she has a chance to extend the lead to 27 points here for the Tigers. They look to pick up right where they left off in the first half. Mitchell hangs it out to the right. A let off there for the Roos. So the lead 22. Archer heads wide, looking for Webster. Had to sprawl from behind, seizing upon a Perry King. Drives a low one in, or spilling it was Archer, and then Rose, who just has a whack off the deck. Can't quite direct it goalward. Another behind. 3 early behinds to start the quarter for the Tigers. Hardy kicks up towards the contest, though they've lost the football again here. Morehouse, or rather Baldwin, was searching for Bailey, couldn't quite find her. Somebody tossed in. Deep inside forward 50 for the Tigers. Bailey. Oates just goes off the ground. Trying to gather Sakina. Robertson there for Clarence. Stays in. Sakina swarmed. Bumford just gets the handball away in time. Lockley crashes in. Clark's there. Oates, Preshaw gets the kick out. And now Michael. Clever handball on the outside there to Devine. Sends it back. Plenty of Roos bodies back in defence. And they'll force it across the face. Setting a task here, though, for Edmund. Some support comes. Battling away, Waller had 2 to beat. Wagner in there too, as is Wall, and Michael joins in. Somehow Wagner emerged with the football. Murgatroyd now has some support running from behind and uses it. Limbrick a long way up the ground, slides in and takes the mark on centre wing. But confers with the boundary umpire and confirms it was a mark, and now Limbrick. Nobody inside forward 50 here for Clarence. If it's out the back, it'll be a foot race, and Wickham comes away with it, puts it in there, and storming into the open field is Clark. She'll track this one down and surely kick a goal. Gathers, wide open, slots it through. Maisie Clark responds for Clarence. They get the first of the second half. A counter-punching goal, that one, After the Tigers dominated the opening few minutes, there was nobody inside forward 50 there. I think sensing that, Maisie Clark just tore off towards the forward line from the middle of the ground. Saw the open space. And it was Wickham who was able to get it to her. And Clarence cut the margin back to 17. Well, they fought back last week in the second half against North Hobart. For a second week in a row, looking for a come-from-behind victory. That will help in that endeavour. Trying to come through with it was Pacey. Spills out, umpire's whistle's gone. A throw's been called, so a free kick will go the way of Robertson. Robertson just guides it, but guides it straight to the opposition. Intercept mark was taken by Ella Wall, who to a 2-on-1. The one did really well, then was taken without the football, Clark. Advantage possibly played. What a great tackle there. Hunted down Sakina. Tremendous closing speed. Wagner tries to sprawl from behind, can't impact the contest. King able to come away with it, just kicks it out into space. Bit of a task there for Bumford, who was pushed off the football. Fell the way of Webster. Just chips one short and finds Pacey starting to get involved. Pacey punches it inside forward 50, coming across, cracked it brilliantly. Took it in stride and then moves it out wide, looking for Wall. Will it stay in for her? Just skips around Wagner, lost her footing, went back to crack, dispossessed, great tackle Preshaw. Strips her of the ball and wins the free kick. The Roos just starting to lift here at the moment, sensing they need a response. Oh, playing on, that was ill-advised. It's going to be holding the footy. Edmund gets the free kick. Just a poor decision there from Waller, having taken the intercept to play on. Didn't have the room to do it, so Edmund, squaring ball. See her bodies at centre-half forward. King battling away in there. Wickham and Edmonds lurking. Michael on top of it. Umpire calls for it. Devine comes over the top of Robertson. Preshaw tackling King. Sakina just gets boots the ball. Archer overrunning the football. So forward in the direction of Knowles. Now Wagner. Wagner's kick, a good one to Oates. Some room to manoeuvre here for Oates. Sends it in the Wickham direction. Michael can defend her. Wickham keeping her feet. Michael toes it out towards Clark, who got bumped into by Bella Ball there. And sees the ball squirt out of play. So the Tigers reload off half back here. To a contest on centre wing. Oates' kick was charged down. Lancaster applying some pressure. Great tackle from Lockley. Sakina battling with Webster. Oates, Lockley, Lancaster. Hot in the kitchen at the moment. Perry King eventually gets the clear and kick, sends it out the back. Oh, brilliantly marked by Rose. Then played on, wants to get it out the back to the one-on-one with Bailey. Straight through her arms in the end, couldn't complete the mark. She'll have to follow up at ground level. Did well, brought down Edmonds, and a throw is called. Well, Georgie Bailey wins the free kick. He's already kicked a couple. Kick a side out to a 23-point lead. Kick from a similar distance on the halftime siren, though Clarence defence didn't do themselves any favours running underneath it. This one won't quite have the journey, and this time they are able to get hands to it and rush it through. Archer on hand to defend that, so an even 18 points to lead. Midway point of the third quarter. It's the Roos with it all to do. Archer saunters out of defence. It's a driving kick to Robertson, who takes it in stride, plays on. Both teams really eager to play on at all costs so far this quarter. There's a real intent from both teams is clear. There's not been a lot of take the mark and go back behind the mark. It's been take it and go. A couple of times perhaps to their side's detriment, but into an open and entertaining game, and it's another mark. Rose probably too far out to score on this occasion, so she just looks to square it up just over the head of Oates. She dumps it off the deck. Looking for Edmund. Jug with the mark. No, not paid. So has to play on and get herself out of trouble. Heads in the Limerick direction. Edwogo. Oh, dexterous stuff from Edwogo. Brilliantly done. And the squaring ball. Will it find Lancaster, who was waiting it? She crashes in. Brought it to ground for Sakina. Sakina just slaps it on the boot. Archer will be first to it. Battling away with Dalco. Some support arrives. And now Clark, who kicked the lone goal of this quarter, just kicks it into space. Will be tracked down by Edmonds. Under pressure from King. Did well to get it over the top to Hardy. Hardy now has a fumble. That might let in Devine. Worked over the top to King. King guides it inside forward 50. Swallowed up by Archer. If not for her, Kingborough could be a long way ahead in this one. She's been pretty solid down there. That kick, though, a poor one, straight to Lancaster. Lancaster drives it right back inside 50. But taking the mark, that could be 50. Nothing doing. So Wagner plays on and finds Limbrick, who's really working hard to get up the ground and get involved, knowing the ball's not really getting deep to her at full forward. Now Oates drops one off looking for Preshaw. Couldn't find her. Devine takes it. She sets it up over the head of Lancaster. Gathered by Dalco. Good hands to Lockley. Lockley with a deep ball inside 50. Bailey! Oh, she's dominating down there, Georgie Bailey. They can't handle it tonight. A chance here to make it a 24-point lead. Gives it a good ride. Georgie Bailey has another. And the Tigers have a 24-point break. Midway through the third term. Clarence in some real trouble here. They need a response late in this third quarter if they're going to be close enough come the final term. Looks like Tess Waller just doing some run-throughs on the sideline. She's looking a little bit proppy. Seems like she might be right to continue. So thumbs up to the coaching staff. But the only thing going wrong for the Tigers at present, they're flying. Ryan Robertson, Lancaster, stripped of the football. Pressure being applied by Pacey. The King comes away with the football. Her handball was sharp though. Preshaw guides a clever kick. All weaving one way, then the other was Edmund. High kick, centering ball. Away only so far as Robertson. Sakina will go back and gather. Uses Baldwin under pressure. Got a quick kick out of there. Archer left it for Wagner. Wagner tumbled it into space, and that will favour King now, who guides one forward. Hardy back towards Oates. Rose arriving to apply pressure, and the inferred pressure forced a bit of an error, but they had the numbers. Time and space for Oates. And Oates will head wide. It's a good kick. Clark had worked hard to get into space. She sends it in the Murgatroyd direction. Murgatroyd trying to work crack off the ball. Kept her feet. That was crucial. Murgatroyd closes to 35. Let's fly, and misses the lots. It was a promising build-up. It was not the end product the side needed. Spills out the back. Sakina does well just to lock it in. Robertson. Well, spills way of ball. Crack on top of that one. Ball on top of her. Robertson wins it down. Ball lays another good tackle. Clarence Ford's getting to work here. They need a goal. Sakina. Cleverly squared back up. Didn't get too much purchase on it though. Webster goes in for it. Flicked it back to Clark. Clark forces the handball to Murgatroyd. Back to Oates. Oates guides it to Wagner. Wagner has Preshaw bursting on a lead for it. Wagner instead looks for Limbrick. Getting back to get a hand in the way was McIntosh. Just broke up the play with a timely hand. And it'll be a ball up inside forward 50 again. A push here from the Roos. Deep into the third term. I fancy they need another one before the three-quarter time siren. Decisively one down by Dwogo. Sliding onto it, Wickham. Webster was legged. Has to be a free kick and is. So Webster too far out to score. Limbrick gave a strong lead but couldn't find her, and Dwogo looks to burst away with the football. Good purchase on that kick up towards the middle of the ground. Knowles got hands to the football. Great tackle laid by Molly Mitchell again. Oates springs it out to Clark. Clark made things happen this quarter. Spoiled away. Murgatroyd looking to combine with Ball. The boundary line will beat all comers. No, 24 points the advantage. 3.5 left to play in quarter number 3. A cold but still a night here at Ninja Stadium. Here's Webster. With the handball on, squaring ball, looking for Preshaw. Nicely done, Dalco to get a hand in. Limbrick. Preshaw applying the pressure again. Limbrick in there too. They force a stoppage. They're knocking on the door here, Clarence. Can they find a way to bust on through? Trying to charge through. Might have got some high contact there, Webster. It'll be a free kick, and that will present an excellent opportunity for one of the Clarence stars this evening in Gemma Webster. Probably been her side's best player. Been industrious in midfield. Perhaps the disposals let herself down a couple of occasions, but she's cracked in all night, won a stack of the hard ball, and has a chance to kick a really important goal here. Webster hangs it across the face. It's a real missed opportunity, that, for the Roos. 23 points. The final 2 minutes of the third quarter. Dwogo touches it on the deck and then launches it out of defensive 50. She's got such a penetrating kick on her, but Murgatroyd will send this back from whence it came. Preshaw couldn't quite. Dwogo tries to fight through a tackle. Couldn't do so. One down towards King. King wrapped up by Wickham, stripped of the football. Still keeping on, King. Preshaw, Webster, Sandwicher. Webster and King fighting, and eventually the umpire calls for it. Dalco, Robertson, cleared out of there by Bumford. Clarence through Wagner though, able to work it across to Pacey. Was under pressure from behind, but got a kick away. Battle to be won here, Preshaw and Bumford. Bumford skews a wide kick, but it'll be Clarence's ball and an opportunity here in the final 40 seconds. Can the Tigers defence hold on? Squaring ball. Handball goes back to Pacey. Pacey bends it round the corner. Couldn't find the mark she was after. And Perry King just dropped back into the space. Takes the relieving mark. The mark here would probably take them to three-quarter time. Clarence maybe a chance for one late score here. An opportunity for Robertson if she can gather. Lockley did well just to hold her up, and that's flung out the back towards Dalco. Dalco sends it over the top, and that should be three-quarter time. Edmonds gathers the football. And there goes the siren. Another good quarter as far as the Tigers are concerned. A goal apiece. They hold the advantage they had at the break. Clarence eking into their lead by just a solitary point. And at three-quarter time, it's Kingborough 6-8-44 to Clarence 3-3-21. That's going to take something pretty spectacular in the final quarter if the ladder leaders are to avoid defeat here tonight. Be back with that final quarter for you shortly. Corrected, straight to Sakina, couldn't take the mark. Devine gathers, goes looking for Rose, almost juggled a mark, not quite. King forces it outside, Wall, the kick spreads the way of Knowles. Rose pressuring, Rose just buffers her off the football, picks it up, slaps it on the boots, and just misses. Josie Rose, so stretching for that one, Hardy. Into the corridor, it's chopped off there by Bumford, who drives them deep, and they got numbers everywhere out the back. They look to pick up right where they left off in the first half. Mitchell hangs it out to the right, a let off there for the Roos. So the lead race, and Wickham comes away with it, puts it in there, and storming into the open field is Clark. She'll track this one down and surely kick a goal. Gathers, wide open, slots it through. Maisie Clark responds. A couple of times perhaps to their side's detriment, but into an open and entertaining game, and it's another Gaster gathered by Dalco. Good hands to Lockley. Lockley with a deep ball inside 50. Bailey! 24-point lead. Gives it a good ride. Georgie Bailey has another. And the Tigers have a 24. So back for the final quarter at Ninja Stadium. And it is Kingborough with a 23-point lead as we head into this final 20 minutes of action. The ladder leaders, Clarence, in a big hole and needing a huge finish here if they're any chance of a victory. Did come home over the top of North Hobart last week, trailed by 13 points at three-quarter time and one, and showed in quarter number 3 they can slam on quick goals. They kicked 5 goals in that quarter. That's about what they're going to need here this evening if they're going to come over the top of the Tigers, who've been outstanding through the first 3 quarters of this one. We'll see if they can finish the job or whether Clarence can rally. It looks like Jacinta Limbrick moved onto the ball a bit. She's starting on a wing. There's 2 of her side's 3 goals. Clark kicked the lone goal in the third term. It was a goal apiece in that. Kingborough have had the answers tonight. Let's see how the final quarter plays out. Devine's been wonderful. She won that, but Clarence with an opportunity for an early clearance here. Limbrick looking to get immediately involved. Edmund there, trying to lock it in. It's caught between her legs and locks it in there to Hayley Baldwin. Down by Devine, Preshaw, Webster coming through. Sends it half forward. Surely a hold there. No, nothing doing to Dalco. Looks around expectantly. It's the umpire caught on the blind side of that one. Robertson does well, wins the first hit out, then slaps it forward. Dalco looking to defend under pressure from Preshaw. Wickham in there. Preshaw emerges with the football. Robertson scooped the handball forward. Looks to receive it back again. Instead it beats her. Almost found Limbrick, but Baldwin will come away with it. High ball in the King direction. Spoils from behind. Clatters into Oates, who looks worse for wear after that one. Very gingerly back to her feet. Made. Feel that one. Tough coming together. Robertson looking to fight back in this ruck duel. Started this quarter nicely. Wins another hit out there. King applies some pressure to Pacey. Umpire allows it time, and merging with the football, Lancaster got it to King. Mitchell keep the ball in motion, and then King just looks to bite some territory, and it's going to bounce back perfectly. Stay in play. Archer now. Gets run into by Bumford. Just overrunning it, Sakina. Lockley scrapping away for it there with Preshaw. The umpire calls for it. One down by Robertson. Straight though to Lancaster. Wagner with the quick handball. Battle on the wing here. Numbers favouring the Tigers, but Clarence able to work their way through the contest. Here's Jacinta Limbrick. The kick. Well, ill-directed. Dwogo dropped the chest mark, though. Is athletic enough to spring away with it and clear the kick up there. Almost juggling the mark, Perry King. Not quite. Pacey. Sends it around the corner. That was clean. That's a great kick to Limbrick from Clark. Jacinta Limbrick has some room to operate in. She drives them deep inside forward 50. Handball to Edmund. Tries to get the snapshot away. Won't have the journey. Big contest to be won through the hands of Edwogo. Edmund just shoved off the football. Goes back in. Slaps it into space. Cleared away by Waller. Only so far as Limbrick. She's under pressure from Edwogo. Devine comes in now in support. She finds King. Skips around Robertson and clears the area up towards halfway. Archer gets clattered into by Mitchell. Knowles keeps it moving forward to Preshaw. Preshaw with the high set-up ball. Almost from behind there. The mark not quite. Wickham tries to escape with the football. She's dispossessed by Dalco, and again it's Perry King able just to whack it out of there. Spills out the back towards Rose. Toe towards the line. Here's Molly Mitchell trying to track it down. Slides in, kept it in play. Not sure what the whistle's for here. I think the boundary umpire's blown it out of play, but it definitely didn't go out. I think an errant whistle. I think he was kind of expecting it would go out of play, and then it never did. But the ball didn't. I have no idea what has happened there to give Clarence the football, but in the end they get it. Kick it to a contest. And perhaps we'll get the stoppage that we should have had a few seconds ago now instead. Devine and Robertson. Pressure from the Tigers. Limbrick gets a kick around the corner. That's a nice mark taken by Amy Edmond. 4 goals in this final term, the Roos. Almost 5 minutes have ticked by. Edmond, an opportunity here. It's a wide open forward 50 in Limbrick. Will it sit for her? Dalco gets across to get body on her. She did really well. Knew she had some support. Oh, but they've made a bit of a mess of this. Michael didn't quite clear the area. Limbrick still battling away there. Dalco just releases the football in time. Clearing kick up towards the paint of 50. In cracks Lancaster. Lockley in support. Fell the way of Oates. She curls one and finds a wide open Pacey at half forward. Pacey now sends it into the pocket. Through the hands of Dwogo, cleared away by King. Pacey again, followed up. Got it to Limbrick, tried to skip round. Baldwin couldn't do so. Surprised that wasn't holding the footy. Gets away with that one. Well, she clearly took the player on. Well, lets her get away with it, and a stoppage instead. One down by Devine. Coming away with it, Baldwin. Rose did really well to somehow win that football and then put it out into space for Bumford. A foot race here. Look at Clark making ground. She's tearing up there to get in support. Knowles got there and wrapped up Rose. Clark now comes in. There'll be a ball up. Half forward for the Tigers, and no scoring in this quarter, which suits Kingborough just fine. With a 23-point lead in tow. Lancaster busts through the contest. Almost, not quite Bumford. Oates slung off the football. Bumford goes back in, spins past one, couldn't spin past Archer. And she's pinged for holding the footy. Rachel Archer in game number 150 has given a good account of herself back there. Here's Wagner. Dances free. Runs her full measure. Then turns it over to Dalco. Couldn't complete the mark. Wogo making good ground here. Wins the football and now looks to burst free. Sets a high ball into the centre square. Well, Bumford does well to take the mark. It was her own teammate in King she was basically opposed to in the end. Now perhaps an opportunity for Lancaster. Gathers. Handballs to Perry King. King looking for Rose, sits for her. Josie Rose straightens up, snaps it. Oh, spilling it was Mitchell, but it matters not. She goes off the deck, drives it through, and that might just be the sealer. It's Kingborough by 29 points. Molly Mitchell with another. She's been an absolute standout here this evening. And surely now, the match, beyond doubt, barring 5 goals in the final 12 minutes here for the Roos. It's going to be a real statement victory for the Tigers, who've kind of been dealing with honourable losses when they've met the top two across the first couple of months of the season. A couple of narrow losses when they played North Hobart. That's by 15 points last time they played Clarence. Tonight, they've been dominant. There's certainly a third contender. The SFLW this season, don't you worry. A cracking game last week between Clarence and North Hobart. A few people suggesting it was the grand final preview. The Tigers, well, they're saying not so fast. We're absolutely in this. We're every bit as good. And a real statement tonight. Great tackle from Robertson. Stripped Mumford of the football, turning into trouble was Lancaster, but she was strong enough just to skip through the trouble and pump them forward once more. Rose down there, as is Abrahams. Rose fired it out looking for Abrahams. Wagner bumps her out of the way. Lockley and Oates. Now King. King shrugs free, slaps it on the boot. Doesn't have the accuracy. Behind only. Extend the lead to 30 points. An authoritative performance this from the Tigers. A statement of intent in season 2025. Short ball for Preshaw. Under pressure from Odwogo. So just heaped the handball over the top and couldn't find Limbrick. Coughed it up to Bumford. Bumford to the square. And guess who? It's Georgie Bailey again. She's having a night out, as are the Kingborough Tigers. They're 36 points ahead. They are delivering a smackdown on the ladder leaders. Dominant stuff this from the Tigers. And Georgie Bailey. Aaron Mitchell in that forward line. Rose as well. It's been a potent forward brigade that Clarence have not had the answers for. 36 points. Who saw this coming? Locked in there. Umpire calls for it back. One down, stripped of the football. Webster able to recover it though. Limbrick towards Oates. Under some pressure from Odwogo. Odwogo just skips free and sends it forward for Rose. Couldn't quite complete the mark. Done in the end by Knowles. Able to get to Archer. Archer through the hands of Webster. Devine battling away with Webster. Spills out for Pacey. Pacey was good at ground level and then found Webster. Some slick hands there. Got it to Preshaw. Preshaw into the middle of the ground. The ball tumbles out the back there towards Ball. 1-on-1 up towards the Clarence forward line. Some support comes in the form of Dalco. Aaron Baldwin able to work it out to Michael. Ball sends her to the deck and forces an errant kick. Now blasted forward. They're well set up here. Surely a goal coming up as the mark is taken by Hardy. And numbers everywhere inside 50 there, the Roos. And Hardy can go back. Try and get them their first goal of the final quarter. Hardy sends it through the middle, and they pull one back. And there's still 30 points in arrears. And that's 7.5 minutes to go. Back to the middle. One down by Devine. Mumford was there. King with another clearance. She's been outstanding tonight, Perry King. Roos able to defend this situation via Knowles up towards Limbrick. Great running battle between her and Odwogo, and at times Sakina in the second half. Odwogo's a pretty good job despite Limbrick kicking 2 goals. And behind Mitchell. Lockley gathers the football, sends it into the direction of Sakina. Clark trying to run her down. Sakina gets the kick inside the forward 50. Bailey lurking dangerously again, spills out the back towards Knowles. There's some time and space, but didn't use it well at all. Coughed it straight up to Sakina. Too far out to score, so just squares it looking for King, just over her head. Webster tracking back. Archer, pressured by Abrahams. Webster came in support, got it to Wagner. Wagner guides it wide. And the handball from Pacey was just behind Limbrick, so Pacey has to go back and get it herself. Kicks to a 2-on-1. One did pretty well, and now Michael comes in to lend some support. Paddles it out towards Dalco. Dalco found Adwogo. Adwogo with a high ball towards half forward. Spills the way of Limbrick. Just into Limbrick, looks up. Centering ball to a contest. Well done by Bumford. Coming away with it is Baldwin. Gives it a good roost towards Mitchell. Just slapped it on inside 50 and then went chasing. Archer will gather, but Lockley strips her of the football. Mitchell now goes off the ground. It'll stay in play. Rose will be first to it. Just keeps it out in front of herself. Rose playing soccer here at the moment. Can't gather it in the end, and Knowles gets back. Hands it off to Oates. Oates, her kick straight to Mitchell. Mitchell might have another one here. She's run down from behind. Still got her kick away. In the goal square now. Rose trying to bust through the tackle of Wagner. Bailey got her kick away, but missed the lots. And we tossed back in. There's a stoppage here. Clarence player down. Knowles. It's like Celeste Knowles. Trying to come out and see to her. Be injury to insult here for the Roos. Really hasn't been their night, and now injury to Celeste Knowles making things even worse. Chick will come on to replace her, but fingers crossed. Celeste Knowles, who looks a world of hurt at the moment. This play will resume. Tigers looking to add another one. Bailey out of the ruck. A push. Otherwise, it was another goal for Georgie Bailey. Archer hasn't still fighting. Ball to be one here. Webster was taken high by King. So Webster hits up Pre-Shaw at half back. Handball to Clark, who tears off and sends it in towards the middle of the ground looking for Ball. Ball did well to gather under pressure and then released the handball over the top to Chick. Chick kept it moving to Edmund. Edmund now to a one-on-one inside forward 50. Not quite a mark there for Murgatroyd. Coming away with it is Adwogo, and then Devine's kick charge down. Dalco. King under some pressure. Manufactures a kick up towards Bumford, but Archer strips her of the footy. And wins the free kick for her side. Heads wide with it. Pre-Shaw. Got it back to Oates. Her kick was well charged down. Battling on Oates and Lockley. Pre-Shaw again. Spins away. Oates. Kick somehow finds its way to a teammate. Now back to Edmund. Edmund lofts it inside 50. Murgatroyd couldn't quite. Crack. Top of her. Spills out the way of King. Edmund in there too. Limbrick forcefully through the contest. Edmund lurking. Crack. Drives Hardy into the turf. And that was a reaction. Limbrick doing the ruck work, takes it out of the ruck contest and snaps on goal, but she misses the lot. No addition to the score there. So dying embers of this one. It's going to be a real statement victory for the Tigers. They go looking for King. Tackles Webster. Two midfielders have been very good for their sides tonight. Just a few more winners across the ground, though, for the Tigers. Wickham won it down. No one escaping with the ball. Dalco has it. Locked up. Wickham and Devine. Here's Limbrick. Limbrick sets it high up towards the goal square. There's a good tackle laid there on Sakina by Hardy. Spills across the line for a ball in. And there is the siren. It's an enormous win for the Kingborough Tigers. 30 points the final margin. A statement of intent for the side that entered tonight, sitting in third place, well off the top two. Clarence, the ladder leaders, have been humbled on their home turf in decisive fashion. Molly Mitchell and Georgie Bailey ran right in attack. Perry King had it on a string through the middle of the ground. They were dominant tonight from start to finish. The Kingborough Tigers exploded out of the blocks, never looked back, and they secure a 30-point victory, 8-9-57 to Clarence, 4-3-27, and shake up the premiership race in 2025. It's going to be a fascinating battle down the stretch and into September between the competition's top three you fancy. And Kingborough have well and truly announced themselves tonight as a force in season 25. Hope you've enjoyed the action from Ninja Stadium. I've been Andrew calling it for AFL Tasmania. Until next time, it's bye for now. Lockley in support, fell the way of Oates. She curls one and finds a wide open pacey. Burst free. Sets a high ball into the centre square. Well, Bumford does well to take the mark. Perry King looking for Rose, sits for her. Josie Rose straightens up, snaps it. Oh, spilling it was Mitchell, but it matters not. She goes off the deck, drives it through. Heaped the handball over the top and couldn't find Limbrick. Coughed it up to Bumford. Bumford to the square. And guess who? It's been able to work it out to Michael. Ball sends her to the deck. And kick. Now blasted forward. They're well set up here. Surely a goal coming out as the mark is taken by Hardy. Hardy sends it through the middle. And they pull one back. And there's still 30 points back towards Knowles. There's some time and space, but didn't use it well at all. Coughed it straight up to Sakina. In the end, and Knowles gets back. Hands it off to Oates. Oates. Her kick straight to Mitchell. Mitchell might have another one here. She's